Only because he's in the far, far back. Okay. Jody, would you like to come?
Jody.
Thank you. Please follow me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. And Jennifer Jackson has our inspiration today.
Oh, so formal with the Jennifer. All right, so this is my first time ever having done inspiration for Rotary. And so the first thing I did was look up the word inspiration, which sent me down the right path. So the actual definition of inspiration is the process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something, especially to do something creative. That spoke to my heart because creativity is very important. So I looked up a couple of quotes. First one is, there is no doubt that creativity is the most important human resource of all. Without creativity, there would be no progress, and we would be forever repeating the same patterns, which is Edward de Bono. Now, this next one is kind of weird, but hang with me. I find it pretty interesting and it's kind of fun. So this is actually a quote by Jim Jarmusch, and he was okay. Well, he was speaking, he's a filmmaker. And so he was talking about filmmaking, and he says, nothing is original. Steal from anywhere that resonates with inspiration or fuels your imagination. Devour old films, new films, music, books, paintings, photographs, poems, dreams, random conversations, architecture, bridges, street signs, trees, clouds, bodies of water, light and shadows. Select only things to steal from that speak directly to your soul. If you do this, your work and theft will be authentic. Authenticity is invaluable. Originality is non-existent. And don't bother concealing your thievery. Celebrate it if you feel like it. In any case, always remember what Jean-Luc Godard said. It's not where you take things from, it's where you take them to.
Thank you. Please be seated. All right. I think we have a few guests in the room. Any visiting Rotarians? You can't hear? All right. You might have to, we'll get the volume up, but I'll put myself closer to the mic in the meantime. Okay, I'm looking around the room and I'm not seeing any visiting Rotarians, but I do know we have some guests. I'm going to check Zoom. I don't see any visiting Rotarians on Zoom either. Looks like all our folks, but we do have guests in the room. Bev, you wanted to introduce someone?
I'm going to go up and stay at the microphone. Hi, Athena Kliegel. She's our neighbor and good friend for many, many, many years now. So, and she's also a guest of Michelle's, and she lives in our neighborhood, and wonderful.
Wonderful. Welcome, Athena. Okay. And we have another guest who's going to be our speaker. We'll introduce her in a little bit. It's Sadie. Welcome. Any other guests in the room? Apparently now there is an echo. We'll try to stand not too close to
It's okay now.
Oh my goodness.
It's okay now.
We do have a special visitor with us today, Mr. Dave Matthews. Hello. Wonderful to see you. All right. Welcome. Okay, well, a couple of quick announcements before we get to our program today. The first one I wanted to share another update on our Fork project. And as a reminder for anybody who's newer, this is a project of all 4 Rotary clubs in Josephine County. We all collaborated on a grant project, and we are providing food for children in need in the elementary schools in our county. To date, the project has provided 5,172 food items to 513 elementary school students, and we have delivered 300 full-sized grocery bags that were sent home with students over the winter holiday break. So thank you for all of your support. I know many of you have made personal contributions to the Fort project, which you can still do if you're interested. The fund is being held at the Redwood Education Fund. I hope I got that name correct. And so you can contribute there if you would like to, and there's a spot on their website to allocate the money to the Fork project if you're interested. Greg, you have an announcement about the Super Bowl. And it looks like Patty is coming up as well.
That's right, Brenda.
Thank you, Gina Marie. And for all you in Zoom land, you can do this by sending me email or a text message. Those who didn't hear the announcement last week, we're starting our Super Bowl pool. It's designed to help us gain E-Ray status. That means every Rotarian, every year, donating to the Rotary Foundation. So if you make a check, it goes to the Rotary Foundation. In the memo line, you put annual fund. $25 per square. If you buy 4 squares for $100, you get 100 matching Paul Harris Fellow points.
Yes.
The grand prize for the winner is a Paul Harris Fellow Award, which normally takes $1,000 of donations over time. So for a $100 investment, you could get $1,000 prize. If you sign up for or already have Rotary Direct, which is the monthly automatic deduction, you will get a bonus square. So I'm going to ask Kirk to give me a list of who's already signed up for Rotary Direct, and he'll let me know, and then I'll cross-reference. But you can also put yes on the sign-up sheet. So there's a yellow sign-up sheet with some things to fill out. There's a football to put your money or check or whatever in, and you can follow Lucha's lead. Last week, he put in an IOU, and then by the time I got home, I had his confirmation email from the Rotary Foundation forwarded to me. So you can do this online. You can sign up for Rotary Direct online separately or along with the donation. And we're planning a watch party headed by Patty Toronto.
Okay. Hi. I started sending out emails, although Bev Walker sent them out in my name about donations for prizes for the Super Bowl drawing. Some of you have made commitments a while back and possibly forgotten. So I'm here to remind you. Is Judy Basker on Zoom?
No, she's
Oh, sorry. Sorry, you missed the meeting, Judy, but you did promise wine basket, okay? Would appreciate just getting in touch with me. I can pick up stuff. You can deliver it. If it's something small, we can put it at Row Motors and I can come by and pick it up. Just want to make it easy and want to make it fun. So let me know where we're going to have the watch party. Who's got the big place and the big TV? God love y'all. Thank you. Any questions?
So the door prizes can be white elephant prizes.
Oh, no, I hate those.
Or nice things. But anyway, the door prizes, we'll have little games. If we come to the watch party, you'll be able to win door prizes.
Yes. Yes, Mary. This is the first I've heard of it, but I will follow up with Hyla.
Yeah, perfect.
I don't know that there's a TV there, but we'll make something happen. Okay, thank you.
All right. In the meantime, if folks have ideas for homes or businesses where we might be able to gather and watch the Super Bowl, let Patty know. Okay. Don't think there are any other announcements. Oh, hold on. I am wrong. Tommy has an announcement.
I do.
Oh, and Sally as well.
Oh, you guys are so tall. Thank you. This Saturday from 9 to noon, we have a Zoom meeting for grants. Now, I know some of you think, oh, grants, might be boring. Well, it might be, but it's not always. And we're gonna consider 2 global grants. And this, those of you that don't understand, global grants work with Rotary International, our kind of parent group or whatever you want to call it. And then we have the district grants, and we won't really be reviewing district grants right now because we do that once a year. But it's a really good opportunity to see what we do. And our club always needs help writing grants and reviewing them and all of that good stuff. So if you're interested, Allison's already, wherever she went, said she's interested. So anybody else, let me know and I will send you the link. Thank you.
Wonderful. And that's a great opportunity for our club to be able to partner with other Rotary clubs and other organizations, either locally in our community or in the case of global grants internationally, and do some really cool projects. So yes, Doug, and then I'm going to let Sally, I think, had an announcement.
Oh, sorry, Sally. Didn't mean to cut you off, Sally, but we're gearing up for Porch Fest again. So Porch Fest is going to start rolling. We'll start having meetings soon. The first task for the body of people in the club is going around gathering signatures in the neighborhood of Porch Fest. So we'll start to organize those dates. Probably the dates we'll go and gather signatures will be early February. So be aware that we'll send out some emails soon to try to get people to sign up for those dates.
Before you leave, Doug.
Awesome. Sally.
Doug. Oh, can you hear me?
Oh, hold on a second. We're getting the volume turned up. Oh, can you start talking so we can
Sure.
find the
Can you
volume
hear me all
control?
right? Are you able to hear me?
We're working on it.
Okay. I'll start singing a song for your unpleasure.
Sorry about our technical audio difficulties. It's not the TV anymore. It's worked into the system. No.
Testing 1, 2, 3. My favorite color.
Okay, you're not seeing it. Sally, I apologize. We can't find the audio control over here.
Ask her if it's the Martin Luther King event.
I have a feeling. So she looks like she's gonna start, yep, sharing the screen. All right, so we're gonna, she types it into the chat box. We, if you type it into the chat, we can read it out as well, but there is a Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebration on January 16th at 6 p.m. at the Newman United Methodist Church. So for anybody who would be interested in attending that, please consider that. And I think we can get that information out to the full club. I'm sure it's probably in the Navigator already. I haven't read it this morning, but I'm sure.
Sally and I will both be there.
Wonderful. Oh, and there are 2. So there's also another gathering on Sunday, the 15th at 3 p.m. at the Performing Arts Center. So 2 opportunities for you guys to participate. Check it out.
And we also are recommending that you watch the movie Selma before attending.
All right. So recommendation to watch the movie Selma before attending the gatherings. Wonderful. All right. Thank you. And sorry for the audio debacle, Sally. We'll try to get that worked out. And before, hopefully before Happy Bucks time. Okay. I don't see any other hand. Oh, I see one more hand.
So real quick one, at the Dollar Tree, they have that movie for $1.25.
Ooh, a recommendation that the Dollar Tree has the movie Selma on sale for $1.25 if you would like to purchase it. Thank you for that recommendation, Laurel. Okay, so today we have the privilege of having Sadie Emmons here to talk about a really cool project that is happening in Grants Pass, and to introduce her as one of our newest members, Michelle Keip. So if Michelle would like to come up.
Hello, it's such an honor and a pleasure to be with all of you as a new Rotarian member of Gateway Rotary. Thank you for your warm welcome, and also such a privilege to introduce our speaker today, Sadie Emmons. So in November, I have this question that really inspires me, which is, how can I be the person and how can we be the community that our young children need? That question led me to join the Rotary in November and led me to find the Growing Together Center at the same time. What a fit. And I was led to Growing Together because I'm a surrogate grandma for a toddler and always looking for the people in the community to support her and her family. And so, wow, I am so excited to introduce Sadie Emmons. She has been a champion in our community as a child and maternal health advocate for the last 20 years and counting. She's the driving force behind creating and coordinating the Growing Together Family Community Center. It's just over here on H Street, near 4th. This new inclusive family-friendly space is rooted in social and emotional learning for children 0 to 5. So I've been going there with Sequoia, the little toddler, since November, and it is awesome. The community that we're co-creating. All the classes, play groups, and support groups are free. So please join me in welcoming Sadie Emmons to share more details about this amazing, evolving center.
Well, Happy New Year and thank you for having me. Talk about being inspired to do something really cool for the community. That's led me to figure out, first of all, going out there and asking parents.
Have you heard of Growing Together Family Community Center?
Yeah.
What do you want?
That's who the program is. I wanted to
So
say.
about a year or so ago, I was brought on as an independent consultant.
Yeah, totally. I thought they were going to be online, but
Brought me on
no.
all the work, working with families in all different types of venues and demographics, and really understanding the culture that we have here in Grants Pass and Josephine County, and looking at what were our assets and what did we also need to improve on. And a big one that came to mind was, well, what are we doing for our families with really little ones at 0 to 5? And the other very exciting piece of all this is the first time in a really long time, we are looking at funding programs for social and emotional learning. And really that's code for prevention. We've never done that before. So really understanding what that meant inspired a group of us to get together and talk about, okay, this is right here. We've never had this before. What can we do with this? And that's what led to a space that it was wholeheartedly designed by parents in our community to serve the social and emotional learning of children 0 to 5. And down, I don't know, we have a new website to check out. It's growingtogethergp.org. It's constantly changing. We're always adding new and exciting programming. So with that, this is a grant-funded program. It's in partnership with Southern Oregon Early Learning Hub and the Family Nurturing Center. What's exciting about this center as well is it has its own feel, its own branding, so it does feel inclusive. The idea behind it is that it's welcoming for all families, that you don't have to have a certain criteria. You don't have to, reach a certain at-risk status or income status or any. This is truly designed for all families, because I mean, most of us have had kids in here. We know it is not easy. It's one of the hardest jobs ever. And really trying to change the culture of parenting, that all parents and all families have strengths, but we also, all families and all parents need support as well. This is a lot easier than I thought it would be. It's a really long time since I've had to stand up in front of, but I see, looking out and seeing so many familiar faces, it's really nice to see you all. So thank you for having me. So the mission behind the Growing Together is that that we provide evidence-based programming rooted in social emotional learning, and that it's really for all families 0 to 5. We even opened up a diaper bank yesterday, which is a diaper closet, which is really exciting. And there's no income requirements. Simply, if you need diapers, you can come once a week, get diapers and wipes. It's as simple as that. And that's kind of as simple as everything that we provide when families come through the door. The vision of Growing Together Community Center is to bring community partners and program to provide that rich, safe, and inclusive environment, connecting families with no cost. So we support our facilitators, our coaches, our community partners, and then we can leverage that and provide free programming. So we are looking at, with Michelle's help, martial arts, dance, music. We have infant massage, prenatal yoga. I mean, all of these things that will help. It's fun for families, it connects families, and also brings them in the door. So doing my research prior to this project, most of the time when families need support, it's sort of a top-down, more intensive approach. If a family, there are folks out there who sort of designed other programs, like if families need support, we're just going to send someone to their home. That is not always the most comfortable place for families to have a stranger, especially when they're stressed. And I've always put myself in the shoes of how families are going to feel about certain things. And so looking at the way we've created this, it's for families to develop the relationships, the trust and the rapport. And by coming in to do something that's fun, sort of a soft touch approach, will lead for them to be more curious about other programming that we might have, whether it could be a parent support group or a parenting class, or, hey, I met Nancy over here and she is great. I'm more comfortable having her come to my home and giving me more intensive family coaching. So that's sort of the ideology behind this program. So here it is. Most of you know the old Firehouse Gallery or the historic building that's on 4th and H. I love that building. It's rooted in our history and now it's rooted in our future. So it was a very clean canvas to work with. And I say that there was a lot of elbow grease. We leased the building as is. And I think this was a very therapeutic project for me to dive into this summer. So talk about inspiration and creativity was poured into this community center. So as you enter, the idea is that it feels welcoming and comfortable. It's based on trauma-informed care, looking at different elements, making sure that, if we offer a poster in English, that we have a counterpart also that's in Spanish, that our colors are not overwhelming, that we have green plants, that our furniture is safe and comfortable, and that it really does provide this warm, welcoming environment to families. We have spaces all throughout the center that parents can, either sit down, do paperwork, but we also kept in mind that this is a community center for community partners as well. So we were mindful that each little area has a safe place for children to feel comfortable, families to feel comfortable, but also our community partners. So if they want to meet a family at the center or take a phone call or be part of a networking meeting, that it feels good for them as well. So in this room here, this is our family room. This is where we host a support group. This morning, we had a partnership meeting to look at how we can support teen parents. Also this afternoon, this is the same place we're going to offer a GED program for parents. So it's a multi-purpose room, also a little area for children. So if they're part of whatever is happening, that there's a fun, safe place for them to be as well. But it's nice, it's informal, but it's supposed to feel, like this is cool. We're looking at doing a dad support group. We're doing also infant massage in that room because it's nice and warm and cozy. This is our playroom. Many of you might recognize this space. This was, RCC had dance and pottery and, but it was a nice clean canvas to make it child friendly. In this space, we hold our Kaleidoscope Play and Learn groups. Those are evidence-based programming. Kind of back in the day, it could have been like considered like a mommy and me program, but this is 2023 and we have grandparents, dads, mom and dads, aunts, uncles, anyone who wants to do a fun, free connecting event with a child that's under the age of 5. This is what we do. And it's great. And this is, parents are coming and then they're cultivating friendships. They're going out on doing coffee dates with other moms. They're getting together for play dates. This is exactly what we wanted to have happen. Everything is designed for all demographics and all abilities. We're making sure that we reach out to parents that may need more support, maybe a parent that parent group for that they may have an autistic child or they need a play group for all abilities. We are bridging all of those connections and making that happen there. So play, learn, grow together. Like I said, we're constantly adding really neat programming, prenatal yoga. That's going to actually segue into baby wearing yoga because the teacher is ready to have her own child. And so we are just evolving as because that's life and the way families roll. So the heart of this programming and the Growing Together Community Center is based on the 5 protective factors. This is exciting because this is the current research of what families need to do really well. So the heart of all of our programming is connected to the 5 protective factors, is that parent resilience. What can we do to make sure that parents bounce back? Could that be a support group? Could that be a parenting class? Could that just be that they need to come in and visit a friendly face? They have ultimately all of the staff is trauma informed. And so we can deal with those crises if needed. So that we might, because, in life, things can be really great one day and you need a little extra support the next day. And we want them to feel comfortable. So when life is not so great, they have that place to go. Social connections, because we all need friends. Knowledge of parent and parenting and child development. It's really important for parents to understand ages and stages, connecting parents to different resources. The concrete support in times of need. We are also integrating a program called Help Me Grow, which is connected to the all the medical and Providence and Asante. So we're able to do more referral services and make sure that we do that warm handoff when parents need it. And concrete support in times of need. And then the most important is that child's social and emotional development, especially after the couple of years we've had with COVID. We know more than ever, families and children need this type of space. And so when we were looking at what were the needs, this all made sense. And I kept thinking, well, why haven't we done this before? This is not rocket science. So I'm really proud that we took an idea and we executed it, and now we're rolling with programs. We're having families come in daily, and we're able to start really looking and meeting the needs of our families. and like most importantly, like I said, all families have strengths, all families need support. So yeah. And then, so thank you. Follow us on Facebook. That's our new logo, and we're at Growing Together GP. And I'm open for questions. Yes.
I have a comment. I really like the fact that you stressed that it was research based,
Mhm.
because I think a lot of some of the community thinks this is the way it should be, and you know, this is the way it was done in the past. But I really enjoyed that. So thank you for stressing that.
Yeah. And that was important to me as well, is to take evidence and research, but also don't make those assumptions that that's what our families in Josephine County want and need, but to do that balance and be conscious of, okay, so that's what the evidence says, but what will it bring our families in and what's going to work? Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh, it's a lot. And it's, you know, it's crazy. They say, if you build it, they will come. It is true. And I'm getting a little nervous because some of our programming is already at capacity. We had a moms group, a brand new moms group. What I'm also doing is I'm following the trends of what programming really works. And what we know right now is classes that have parents and the child, or classes that offer childcare are the two probably had the highest engagement. Just to give you an example, we typically have about like a Kaleidoscope Play and Learn group, usually has about anywhere between sometimes up to 24 kids. So we're looking to, I would say it probably averages about 15 kids, and with siblings and parents. So that's amazing. Our mom support group was 11 moms on Monday. Yesterday we opened up our diaper closet, and we had a dozen new families come in the door, and they took a tour. They were really excited, and they're going to be back next week. Yes.
I want to give kudos to you for taking something so wide ranged and so important and regarding the littler ones. Because remember, I was talking to Michelle, and you get to the kids more in that, and for our community, I think this is brilliant, and I agree with you. And
one of the driving factors in this project was listening to kindergarten teachers and listening to what they're going through, the turnover, the social and emotional deficits that are happening. And so, like I said, when we were given the green light to do prevention, jumped on it, because ultimately this is to get kids ready for kindergarten. Yes. Yeah.
talk about your how people know that, find out about you, your marketing, all that.
Well, we're working on it. We have, I mean, it is a grassroots project. Like I said, we started out with 2 small little grants. We're trying to leverage our community partnerships because it's one of those ideas, and it sounds really simple, but it's complicated. I think that's the yin and the yang, and luckily I come from a systems background, but trying to leverage our community resources is goes a long way, but if we bring them all together, then you get a boom. So we're working on partnerships, agreements, that sort of thing, but we are in the process. We have the website, we have a calendar where I have some of these to hand out if anybody's interested. We have social media, so like us, share us, put it out there. But and then we're doing rack cards, making sure that pediatricians, physicians, and different folks have materials to hand over to families. But quite honestly, it's word of mouth. It's relationships and it's community partners like you going out there and letting others know that this is, and come by, take a tour, check it out. It's a community center and you're very welcome. Yes. Right now we're funded by 2 grants. And I will be writing more grants to support it, looking at sustainability. There are different little, like I said, it's complicated. Looking at different partnerships, bringing those. It's yet to be a streamlined process. I can tell you that, but I'm hopeful that that we will get things situated for a good sector of 5 years, and then we can build upon that.
And, do you, give out information on things like?
Yeah, we do. And then the other thing with Kaleidoscope, this is very much based in literacy. Talking is teaching. Every child that goes to a Kaleidoscope class leaves with a new book. We're also working on nutrition. We're having Food Hero come to the program. We're having Asante is going to do a breastfeeding support group there. So just looking at just pooling all of our resources so it does become kind of one-stop shop. Yeah. And then of course, I'm always open to new ideas. I will never pretend to know it all. So my email is, just let me know, please email me, call me if you have ideas, somebody who has like music or, that's how this is going to work, is by other people having ideas or brainstorming or having a cup of coffee. And yeah, it's great.
I'd just like to add a couple of comments, which is I live across from a Head Start. And so I see that the new families are multiracial in this community. And I'm so thrilled we have such a multiracial profile showing up for these play groups that I'm going to. It just thrills me. And then secondly, Growing Together is going to have a big spread in the new Daily Courier is going to have a whole special section on community resources. We've got a big interview in there. So will be a good place to read up more and point it out to other people.
So yeah, anyway, I'm excited about it. And like I said, I've been doing this work for a really long time, and it's really great to see families come through the door also excited about it. So yes.
Okay, so 2 things. One, is there a music room?
There is that playroom that you saw can be a music room. It can.
Yeah, I love that discussion. I love help with how to apply these to the members. But secondly, we have a group of Saturday literacy committee. Notice is the reason that we are in the school is that many of these, I don't know how to say this well, but parents that don't read to their children need children. And it'll show up in these children with needing help, especially with often being paid by. And do you focus quite a bit on working with the parents reading with the children?
There isn't, of course, that's one of the hearts of the 5 protective factors, but there's ways to kind of brainstorm. Like I'm like, as you're talking, I'm like, woo, we could get some readers in during when we're doing childcare, while moms are doing their support group. So it is like looking at things, like meeting that need, layering it, and that's how my brain is working. So yeah, we should talk. Yeah. Yes.
Sadie, would you just speak a little bit to the longer term vision, like the spaces adjacent, that kind of came to mind when she said you have a music room, like we've got other rooms to build into.
Yeah, there's always, as it's funny because we created this and then everyone's looking around like, we're going to need more space. So we do have the room to grow. There is what I call phase 2, especially working with families with children with disabilities, looking at doing a really neat multifunctional room with sensory type things. So it comes down to funding and more bodies involved. Yeah. But at this point right now too, I'm like, okay, hang on, we still have to work on our programming. And I mean, the idea is that we're gonna meet if families need a play group on Saturdays, we will, if they're asking for it, we want to try to provide those types of programming. So we're still working on getting our calendar full too. Yes.
When you talk about that, providing a program on Saturday, is that all you have staff, volunteers, or you need more volunteers?
So what's really great about this, and when we talk about facilitators, like for instance, our KPL facilitators, they're trained. They went through they've been credentialed in our programming. So everything that we do is very thoughtful. Most of all of our facilitators, whatever they're doing for the families, they're vetted. Our childcare providers, they've had background checks. We haven't we're not to the stage of just volunteers yet. What we're doing is we're bringing on essentially facilitators or coaches that have agreements, and then we're bringing them on. There's some structure, and that's really just to provide that safe, friendly, and that quality programming that we're really hoping to have. So I don't know if that really answers your question, but yeah, come on by. It's fun. So, and then I'll leave these with Michelle, and she can, yes.
One of our members collects the leftover books from Inspiration, Dolly Parton Imagination Library, that come back from the post box or from non-deliverable. So she has the book, a lot of books that she gets. Do you need more books?
I would love that, because I would love to give families that come in for diapers, I would love to give them books as well. So absolutely. So yes, that's amazing. Thank you. Yes. What kind of diapers? I wish there were environmentally sound diapers, but they're not. We're whatever we can get. Yeah. Yep. And there's a huge need. And it really just kind of is trying to hit that, the health piece. So, yeah. And then we're also going to be our partnership with Siskiyou Peds. We're going to get an overflow of formula as well. Because there's also a huge need. So if we can be that hub, then we will. Yes.
Jamie Duell says she's on her way down here right now with books, so don't.
Okay. Great. I love it. See, it really does. It takes a village. Mhm. So, yeah. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. What a wonderful program. Okay, I think we have Kelly to do Sergeant at Arms. And for those of you who are on Zoom, we're going to test the audio out again. We think we may have found the solution because we want you to be able to share your happy bucks as well. So when it comes time, we might have you guys help us test that out.
Okay, well, going back to that, by the way, that was a great program. Going back to the Martin Luther King celebrations for years in January, when January arrived, and we learned about this brave man named Dr. Martin Luther King. Many of us, including myself, taught our students about him and about civil rights. Being a music teacher, I taught my students an American folk song called Follow the Drinking Gourd. So I wanted to share a little bit with you about what that was. The Drinking Gourd song was supposedly used by the Underground Railroad. And it was operative to encode escape instructions. and a map. In fact, this was called a map song. There were many map songs, but this is the only one that survived that we know of. These directions would then enable people to eat. And they would make their way following the drinking gourd. And where this particular song was used the most was in Alabama, where the Ohio River and freedom would then be the home. If you took it at face value, which the slaves hoped the slave owners would do, the drinking gourd would be that hollowed out gourd that they often got to drink from, or a water dipper of some sort. But here it was used as the name of the Big Dipper. And that star formation, which pointed to Polaris, which was the pole star that was facing north. And those slaves were not taught to read or write, so they were totally illiterate, except for the children's few that did get to learn. They were never forbidden to sing out in the fields while they worked. And you gotta understand, these slaves were smart. So they figured out they could communicate with each other through song. And that's what they did. That's why it was called a man's song. And they sang as they worked in the fields. And where there was a will, there was a way. So we're going to talk more about this man's story next week. And I'm going to give you the lyrics to follow the drinking gourd and the map that went with it, and how many people were able to escape using the Underground Railroad. So now it's time for Happy Bucks. Happy Bucks. Whatever kind of bucks you got. Looks, we're starting with you, and you know what? I'll come around.
I've got a couple of happy to thank Patty and Debbie and Joan for alerting us on Facebook to the fact that new pickleball is becoming a big thing. And I just want you to know that the social committee is aware of this, and we are revising the social event for April.
I want to give $1 because when I typed off when Jenny talked about Jim Thurman, I was in a movie with Jim Thurman was the director for it, and it was with Johnny Depp. It was called Death Man, 1992. Well, you know, I used to share that Riley camp to the large group of your 2 people, and I became a rock star when I would share that.
I have the sneak preview on the back table there. Steve Rowe's last page, the last page it usually does is about I think mental illness this time, and it's very good. I think that's what it was about. And yes, that's good issue. We talked about that's good issue. But also Bonnie Callan was in our in that she was highlighted at the profile, and so I have happy bucks for both of those, and I really enjoyed the presentation today. Okay, hands up. I'm gonna miss up. Donnie's got money is here.
I've got 2 things. I got 2 things to be happy about. One is when I came in, I've been gone for off and on through the holidays, etc. So I've been around very much. And several of you ladies gave me a hug. I like that. And the other is the presentation about the what you call the happy board. I think that was the term you used. Reminded me of my little Italian grandfather when he first came over here as a laborer on the railroad. He got in line to get his drink, and everybody drank out of the same little dipper that dipped into the bucket, and there was a a black man ahead of me, and the foreman went up to my grandfather and said, "You can go ahead." Grandfather said, "No, he was just as hard as I do."
Okay, 50 bucks, in honor of Claudia's birthday yesterday, Greg's birthday, and Sadie Emmons, who's one of my favorite people.
Thanks, Kelly. I have 20 happy bucks because for the second year in a row, our do-that program where we have bags that you can pick up here at the meeting, or if you're on Zoom, you're not coming to meetings, come by my house. I have a selection of them in the toy box. And you put your returnable bottles in there, bring the bottle drops in there. We exceeded $2,000 last week. Yeah, we're sitting number one here.
I have happy bucks, on color tour, it's your rock stars, Sergeant. I love it, and I love the program, it's very, very good. And the birthday bucks, at the body, there's like a little birthday. There's my son's birthday, the 15th, and my granddaughter's birthday, so, January. Have a lot of January, have a lot of good fun. And one of the other thing is, this week I enjoyed the opportunity to with our kids over at high school during the interview process. I'm telling you, they didn't know. And so Jody, it was not opportunity to be proud of Rotary, because I had my four-way test flat with me, and when we talked about what kind of questions we asked for players, I used that as a prop, find out their value. And so one young man, and I was showing my set, so tell me about Rotary. What are some of the things you do that demonstrate your value so much? I'm giving ring cafeteria, and so I the left in the cafeteria was the backpack, and so it was it brought it past
And the books have arrived. Do we? Or excuse me, any bucks in the
I think Sally is going to try to speak about the Martin Luther King again.
And also, can anybody hear me?
Okay.
Does it work?
Hold on a second, Sally. We're going to try to see if we can get the volume turned up. Give us 1 second. So Jenny can get over to the sound system. All right, we will get this thing figured out. Oh, the books are on their way up to the front. Yay! All right, hold on. Thank you, Janie. All right, special delivery from Janie. Awesome. All right, Sally, why don't you go ahead and start, and we'll see if we can get the volume going.
Okay, I am now talking out loud. I am not mouthing it.
Oh, darn, we can see you talking. Jenny, yeah, she has, all right. And it's just a reminder about the Martin Luther King events. But we were just going to see if we get the volume working on here. We're still learning the sound system here at Wild River. Michelle?
There were 2 events.
Oh, yeah. Sally, could you share the flyer for the event that included children? As we continue to. That's the one. All right. So on Sunday, January 15th at 3 p.m. at the Grants Pass High School Performing Arts Center. All right. That one, families are welcome. Age appropriate materials will be provided for children to engage with MLK's vision, says. Wonderful. I'm sorry that we couldn't get the sound working. We will continue to work on that and maybe connect with our friends here at Wild River to be sure that we can hear from the folks on Zoom. I apologize for that. All right. Okay. I wanted to let everybody know that next week we will be hearing from our January Service Above Self Award winner. So that's always exciting. And we're going to have a presentation from a business called True South Solar. I'm learning more about solar power for residential homes. And today is National Stick to Your Resolutions Day, because some of us are already struggling only 12 days in. And so I found this quote that I liked, you know, for anybody who's having challenges, or for those people who, you know, who maybe are resistant to setting resolutions in the first place. This is a quote from an author named Salil Jha. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And he said, for a change, don't add new things in your life as a New Year's resolution. Instead, do more of what's already working for you and stop doing things that are time wastes. All right, so some thoughts are there for you. Debbie. Wonderful. Debbie shared that one of her New Year's resolutions is to write more notes, and she's delivered 4 already. Wonderful. All right. Oh, Farron. Yeah.
Family had a store in the town I grew up in. The black section was called, and it's still called, Need More.
Yeah, wonderful. For those on Zoom, Farron gave happy bucks for Coretta Scott King, whose family was from his town, it sounds like. Oh, wonderful. All right, well, if there is nothing else, thank you all for being here, and we will see you next week.
And I would instead of something.